Hey y'all, what's going on? I told you I was coming back. I told y'all I was coming back, and here I am. I hope you can hear me. Let me turn my volume up. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this camera on, and y'all are not gonna come for me. Y'all are not going to come for me. Y'all are not going to come for me. But I just decided, I was like, okay, I'm in here. I've been wearing a lot of makeup lately. I've been, I need to do my skincare. We don't play about the skin over here. So right now I'm just steaming, doing a little steamy session for my skin. So here I am. Y'all are probably like, what is wrong with you? But nonetheless, here I am. So I'm gonna just steam while we talk about this, and y'all are not gonna come for me, okay? So if you see the steam, that's just what this is. But I need to get myself together because I gotta put on makeup later. And I was like, okay, I don't want to put on makeup now and then later, and then I'm not doing all that. It's only happening once. So this is what you guys get right now. And I'm okay with that. Moving right along. Who's up in here? My good sis is in here. What's going on? Make sure you are following, you're subscribed to California Cutie because she makes great content and I love her with my whole heart. So you should do. But yes, and like the video because that helps so much. Seriously. What's going on, cousin? Hey, everybody come in and like the video. Yes, please and thank you. That is very much appreciated. And hello, LMV. See, y'all get me twice in one day. Like what could be better than this? Like what could be better than hanging out with me 2 times in one day? Let me be quiet. Nonetheless, we are here for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is season 12. This is episode 1. This is the season premiere. And we are no longer on VH1. We are on MTV now. And at first I was like, so what's that going to mean? Like, are we going to be... Like, what does that mean exactly? Like, is that going to be a good thing or a bad thing? But I was like, you know what? I didn't have anything to watch the other day. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and check this out. Let me give it a chance. And honestly, I'm glad I did. This new season, this new dynamic, I'm here for it. I think that it could be exactly what is needed because honestly, Love and Hip Hop has just been falling off for like a couple years now, and it really did need a revamp, a refresh, whatever you want to call it. That's what we needed, and I think that's what we're going to be getting this season. So I'm happy. I'm here for it. Nonetheless, out the woods, back in the streets is what this episode is called, and we open up with Spice. If you guys don't know, if you didn't see, I think it was like last year, Spice, she got some elective surgery, if I'm not mistaken. And from that, she contracted sepsis and she had a lot of other health complications. So she spoke about that pretty candidly, and it seemed to be a very traumatic experience that I would not wish on anybody. And I say that because I can only imagine. I could only imagine literally being in fear of your life, having children, and having that fear of like, okay, am I even going to be here tomorrow for them? Like, am I like? I can only imagine. So I know when I was reading the news, I just was like, please do not let nothing happen to Spice. Because I really have been rocking with Spice before the show. Like I've been listening to her music for a while, like a while. So I would never want to see anything bad happen to her or anybody for that matter. And I'm glad that that's behind her now. I don't know, of course, what, hopefully there was no long-term like side effects or anything like that. But that's kind of the chance that you take when you get elective surgery. There's always the potential for something to go awry. It just really sucks. It just really sucks. And it's crazy, obviously, in the wake of this has been a hot topic, I feel like, for the last week or two on the blogs about cosmetic surgeries and complications and stuff like that. So it's just it's really crazy that this happened all at once, I feel. Furthermore, I really feel bad for the children, but I'll talk about that in just a little bit. Nonetheless, did she break up with old boy? Because I don't know if she did, but I'm assuming she did. Did she? I don't know. Anyway, let me take these off. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Her kids came to stay with her after she was discharged and everything. She was able to go home. Her kids came to stay with her because they were hearing all these crazy things, of course. And rightfully so, she brought them up because, they do live in Jamaica with her mom since she be touring and stuff and working. They live back there with her mother. So, but they have to go back. They have to go back to school. So they will be doing that shortly. Then we see Rashida, Kirk, his hair, because Kirk has hair now, and I still don't completely know how to feel about that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not used to seeing Kirk with hair, so that was just really weird. It doesn't seem like it belongs, kind of like Shamar Moore in that Tyler Perry and more so Boris Kojo. Tyler Perry's face putting a bad wig on somebody. But we see them. Rennie Brucci is back, and Scrappy and Chaotic has also joined the cast. Chaotic previously was on Love and Hip Hop Miami, but he has joined Atlanta like everybody else. Comes from every direction of the world to join Atlanta. That's what it seems like, and it gets kind of annoying with that. But I'm not upset with him being here. I'm okay with Chaotic being here. I am. Nonetheless, we see them all at the Hype Hair event, and it's going to be an unveiling of Jock and Kendra's cover. They're on the cover, and Jock also has blonde hair, and I was like, okay, too many drastic changes are happening with everybody's hair. Okay. Hey, Harold, how are you? I'm so happy to see you here. We love it. But they're all there, and the blonde hair doesn't look bad on him, but it was just kind of like, that's not what I was expecting. But we know ever since Jock had that whole perm blowout situation, we know he's not opposed to changing up his look. Can we expect anything less? Probably not. And I was really, really happy that we did not have to hear any Jocel's during this premiere. Y'all, Kendrick, But anyway, Erica asks Rashida if she's spoken to Bambi, and Rashida's like, no. In light of the situation, I feel like Rashida was giving her own viewpoint from what she's gone through, which, can be comparable in some sorts, but not completely, because I feel like after everything that went down in Rashida's marriage and stuff with 3 earrings and outside babies and all that nonsense, hot tubs. I'm kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like Kirk kind of learned, maybe. Like, I think that was like the final straw for them, and really kind of propelled him to see that he's better off doing right by Rashida. They're better off together, even though we, troll them about it and all that stuff. They've found something that works for them. And I think he really realized that after that whole thing. So I am well, thank you. I have to say that the production value for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta has gone all the way up. That's what it is. Like, it really has. That's what I was saying. It has definitely drastically improved, and maybe that's what they needed all along. They needed another network to come in and invest in them, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see by the end of the season. It's only episode 1, so we're gonna have to see if we keep up that same standard throughout. I don't know. Nonetheless, Rashida says she doesn't think the adaptation has happened for him, meaning we're talking about Scrappy here. After having kids, after getting married, after all these things, you would assume that a person would just kind of know, okay, this is the requirements now. Things have changed. This is where we're at now, yada, yada. I obviously don't think that has occurred with Rashida, with Scrap, and neither does Rashida. And I think that's a very good observation. Moving right along. Scrappy, I don't know. He just seems like a person that, like, life kind of just happens to them. Like, he has all the power in the world to navigate his life to probably levels that he aspires to be at. However, he just fails to do that. I don't know. He fails to take the initiative, and I feel like multiple areas of his life. And I want to say it's indicative of some things that happen on early in his life, or lack thereof, I should say. It's also, he probably also was able to rely on other people, women he was with, whoever, he's probably able to rely on them in some capacity. And I think in this situation, Bambi's just kind of sick of being relied on and not receiving anything back, but negativity. So Erica Banks performs. She also is a new cast member. She, if I'm not mistaken, last year made some statements along the lines of she can only go out with exceedingly aesthetically attractive girls when she goes to the club or whatever. She only wants baddies in her VIP, I think, something along those lines. So yeah, that's who she is. She's there, and Scrappy likes what he sees, and I was like, that's another thing too. Like, it's just like out of sight, out of mind with him. Like, he sees the next thing, and he's like, oh, his squirrel, like, attention diverted over there, attention diverted over here. And I think that has worked to his detriment finally. And I hate to say that because I don't dislike him. I actually do like him as an artist. I don't think he ever got to the level that he could have gotten, I should say. I don't think that he has really done much, honestly. And we see that later on. That's kind of revealed in so much words at the end of the episode. And we'll get into that. But for now, he's just kind of moseying around. Rashida and Kirk are currently revamping the Frost Bistro. We know that they have a restaurant. And I always forget they have a restaurant. Like, I know they got the whole press boutique or whatever, but I always forget they have a restaurant. We saw last season, because I did watch some of last season, that they were having a lot of family issues in the business. And I don't know if that ever got ironed out, but I do know now that they're trying to transition their menu. So we get into that later. Erica Banks and Rennie Rucci apparently have issues, so I'm sure that'll come to fruition later on in the season. I'm getting hot. This steam is like too much. And for now, though, I don't really care. Rap girl beef, that's what it's probably stemming from. We see that every day on the blogs. Nothing's new here. Bambi briefly meets with a divorce attorney. I know that a lot of people don't see it for Bambi, but in my heart of hearts, I honestly don't think that she is the blame in the situation based off of what I watch on this episode. It don't really seem like that in the end. Do I feel as though everybody's been the perfect spouse in the situation? Obviously, probably not. However, I do think that I'm not playing tit for tat here, but I do think some of the things that Scrappy has done has landed them in the situation that they are in. I do feel like that. I really, really do. When you talk about stuff is getting cut off, we getting evicted now because you can't show up how we not even just her. That's also the kids that are affected by that. You're not showing up in the way that you need to there. And then when you want to, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that because I'm about to get ready to jump in here. Anyway, I think she really thought that he was possibly going to change after Vegas, maybe. And I'm just like, he hasn't been like forced to, or he hasn't realized how. Like, he just hasn't. I don't know how to explain it. He just hasn't. It's just kind of, like I said before, he seems like he just kind of has been going through life, hasn't really amassed much wealth, hasn't taken his rap career to where it could have gone. Issues over here, baby mama over here. This ex is deciding to spin the block. Issues with the wife, issues with the mom. Like, it's just like, what you doing with your life? Hey, Princess. I watched it just so I could follow this live. I haven't watched in years. It feels so special. That makes me feel special. Let's talk. I'm annoying. Rashida organizes a girls' night. They do like this smash room situation, which I've always wanted to do that. Has anybody ever done that? Because I want to do one. I think it would be really fun. Really fun idea. Blow off some steam. Get it? Steam. And I'm like steaming my face right now. That's funny. Anyway, Jessica White is introduced. I don't know. I guess I live under a rock, and it's crazy because I'm all things fashion, beauty, all that type of stuff. But I don't know who this woman is. I guess I just was, maybe because her name probably got thrown around in the last couple months, years, whatever, because of Nick Cannon, I'm assuming. When I see his name, half the time, if it's too long of a title or whatever, or too long of a caption, I just scroll past it because it's always going to be him getting this person pregnant, this happening, like stuff I usually don't care about. So that may be why I don't know who she is. I don't know. But she's introduced, and Rashida gives all of the ladies pictures except for her because obviously she didn't know she was coming. And we also find out that Sierra and Eric are not in a good space. I believe their wedding is temporarily on pause, maybe. And I want to say I've seen on her social media or heard or whatever that they are officially not together. So there's that. I don't know. But I don't know. I never saw it for their relationship, honestly. Sierra just be being Sierra, and he seemed like he was kind of, I don't know, at his wits end, trying to please her, trying to figure out what is needed from him in the relationship. They just were on two separate pages, y'all. Yeah, they were on two separate pages. Let me turn this off. Anyway. We find out that Jessica was in a relationship, situationship, whatever you want to call it, with Nick Cannon for 8 years, I believe she said. She unfortunately suffered. She unfortunately suffer. I'm trying to think of another word to say because I don't want to say that word on here, trigger warnings and stuff like that. But they were expecting, and that did not happen, unfortunately for them. And she says at the same time, he had got somebody else pregnant. So that was a major blow. And I'm just like, I hear everything you're saying. However, if you do decide to take him back or rekindle that old flame, if he decides to spin the block, I'm not going to feel bad for you. I'm not going to have any feelings towards you about that, because not only has your situation shown you how he is, what type of partner he is, or what he's capable of, but his dealings with other women, him creating a army of children, or as you said, you were part of his harem. You should not look back. You should not look back on that at all. Just keep right on moving. It sounds like you had it going on with your career, and you have experienced a lot of success by yourself. You just don't even I would just take that as a drop in the bucket and keep it moving. And I feel like obviously that's easier said than done, because you went into it probably with true intentions, but clearly he had other intentions, his own intentions. So she didn't watch TV where he said he wasn't going to be faithful. I guess not. Apparently she didn't, and she has to deal with that now. She had to, repair her own heart from that situation. I don't know how I don't know. Maybe it was the whole, it's going to be different with me, or they'll change for me thing. Maybe she thought what they had was real, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. But that was that. So that was pretty much it for that scene. Spice drops her kids off at the airport. Like I said earlier, they have to go back to Jamaica because they got school. That's where they live and all that. She, of course, was super upset to see them leave, and they were also very upset. And in the car, she gets emotional about talking about losing her life and all that. Like I said before, very, very, my heart goes out to her children in that situation, because I can only imagine being young like that and seeing all these things in the blogs and seeing all these comments and seeing this and that and this and that. Like, that's got to be a lot, especially being that age. Like, they're not adults, and even some adults, I question their cognitive, abilities and their reasoning and logic a lot of times. But these children, they probably didn't know what was true, what was false, what was made up, what, they probably didn't know. So I could only imagine having that be on their shoulders at such a young age. I really do feel for them in that situation. Kirk, Chaotic, and Scrappy. I guess this is the new, what do they call it on New York? Well, they call it the Creep Squad. I'm not going to call them the Creep Squad, but I guess this is the men tribe of the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Kirk, Chaotic, Scrappy. They're riding four-wheelers, which, if you don't know me, oh my goodness, that was a major part of my childhood. So I felt some strong nostalgia while I was watching this scene. I was just like, oh my goodness, I'm so jealous. But why the heck did Scrappy show up with some white sneakers? Like, he clearly did not get the memo. And I feel like, and I've heard on other shows that usually they tell you a little bit about something, maybe sort of sometimes, like, we're going to be kind of just, they tell you a little bit of something, right? To not have you out here looking crazy. But nonetheless, they got them together. They gave them some boots. And they're riding. It looked very, very fun until we get into the whole conversation again about Scrappy and his marriage and what he has done. And throughout this whole entire episode, we're just peeling back the layers. And hey, Joseph, what's up? We're peeling back the layers, and it's finally revealed that he was texting Diamond. They were on the Millennium Tour because we know that she is a part of Crime Mob. And he decided to explore that a little bit. And by explore that, I mean, we find out later on in the episode that there was text messages along the lines of them meeting up in each other's room or whatever. So really, we don't completely know what occurred or didn't occur, but we do know that Bambi wasn't happy to see this. It didn't seem like it was something. It's something that I wouldn't want my husband doing. So what's going on here? Like, let's be real, Scrappy. He's trying to, kind of, I feel like, play victim a little bit, talking about, oh, she's making me turn down shows, but I'm still expected to, bring money into the household. And I heard a lot of woe is me, and not really, I don't know if he ever really heard what she's saying, because all he ever talks about is like, oh, I'm not able to do this, that, and the other thing because of her feelings and her feelings and her feelings. I'm like, okay, have you ever really thought about why she feels the way she does? And this is coming from somebody who's not even like a super Bambi fan. It's not about being a fan. It's about seeing what is occurring and calling for what it is. Chaotic looks way better. Before, I didn't think he took bath. That's what some people were saying. Oh, wait. Not the bath part, but some people also, I was seeing on Twitter, that they were saying he does look a lot better now with shorter hair, teeth are teething. He does look good. I never thought he was bad looking. Like, I could always see back there, like, okay. But yeah, I definitely like this version of Chaotic a lot better. I really do. Visually. And you talking about you lost yourself, demon time, The only action I feel like he really gets in his life, and I mean action as far as the only thing that is constantly moving, changing, evolving, I guess, if you will, if you want to call it that, is this thing. It is his dealings with women. That's the only thing we've really seen constantly change and morph in his life. It hasn't been his career really, other than him on this show, I should say. He's kind of stayed stagnant in a lot of areas of his life. And I'm not trying to house shame anybody. I'm not saying that some people, for whatever their own reasons are, don't want to own homes, don't want the responsibility, just don't care. That's fine, whatever. But I just would have assumed, especially in the circles that they are frequenting, that he's frequenting, I should say, that I thought that they owned that house. I thought he would have owned multiple homes by now. I'm confused. Like, that's my confused face, y'all. I'm sorry. Anyway, Frost Bistro. Daryl is on that BS. He doesn't want to do better. He can just want a woman to take care of him. That's what it's giving. Honestly, this is what it's giving. I was trying to be. See, that's what I get for trying to be nice about it. That's what it was giving. It's giving, I was never forced to or required to show up how I was supposed to, and it's finally starting to hit the fan. I've got Frost Bistro menu tasting, whatever you want to call it. So Bambi immediately goes in. I'm not going to say for the kill. She immediately has to get something off her chest. And it's the fact that in the beginning of the episode, I don't remember the exact question, but Chaotic was on little red carpet, whatever. The press asked him some question, and Chaotic said something that Bambi didn't agree with. And it made her feel as though he wasn't rooting for Scrappy to be a part of his family, to continue his family, and whatever. He was whatever. So she didn't like that, and she felt like she needed to speak on it. I'm not upset with her for speaking on it. That's how she felt. At the end of the day, as long as she knows that the number one person that needs to be held accountable in this situation is Scrappy, then we're good. We're good. We're good. They both were whores, only she was forced into retirement and he wasn't. You're onto something with that. You're onto something with that. And I say that because we all seen that hot tub scene. Okay. We all seen that hot tub scene. Anyway, I mean, whatever. Anyway, let me stop. What does Bambi do to make her own money? If anything, Scrappy would have been moving out because I would have enough money to make sure myself and my kids are perfectly fine. That's kind of what I'm saying too. Like, I'm trying not to do the whole I told you so or point fingers or be tit for tat or anything like that. But does she still have that store? She had that store. And honestly, just what was revealed towards the end of the episode and everything that's kind of being revealed here, it's making me, I kind of thought that her whole store and just her career and all that stuff, whatever, like, but knowing now that she was the main person really holding it down, I guess, from the looks of it. Couldn't have been me. Couldn't have been me. And I say that as far as couldn't have been me still being attached to him. Me and my kids is always going to be straight. But you, sir, you got to go. If you're not adding to the wealth here, you got to go. You got to go. I doubt the gas bill in Atlanta is all that high. They don't have seasons like we do. Yeah. The gas bill, the rent, but at the same time, I'm also kind of confused too about the dynamic because at the end of the day, I'm never going to be put in a situation to where, honestly, sorry to say it, but that this happens. And I say that because she's talking about she would put up her half, he wouldn't put up his, and then come to find out later, okay, but last time I checked, if you're talking about you managed the household and stuff like that, like why didn't you ensure that it got paid? Or I would have just had to take that L and pay it so that I still have a roof over my head, my kids still have a roof over my head. And in the meantime, before that next month goes, I would have been like, you gotta go. Like, you gotta go. You cannot be here. Like, She just mad because she has to cut down on princess. Exactly. I don't think it's fair to put the burden on your spouse to pull all of the financial weight unless they got it like that. And y'all have had that discussion. And also, I'm kind of confused too because, like I said before, I'm thinking that this is a house that they owned or whatever. This is not a house that they own. This is a house that they rent. And this is also the house that they moved into to, expand the family and stuff like that. They, meaning him, he secured the house in the beginning. So that's another thing too, that I'm like, so you down here securing places that you can't eventually help pay for as well or whatever. He should have got that place. I'm personally, and I say this as a married person as well, I'm not going to incur additional finances and make big financial decisions that I know can affect me, us, whatever later on without consulting my partner, and then only to turn around and not be able to hold up all of it or half of it or whatever. Like, because to me, that gesture gave, I got this, like, we can afford this, I can afford this, whatever it is. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with, everybody does their stuff differently. some people split it 50-50. Some people, one person pays 75, the other person pays 25, or one person pays 100%, the other person don't pay anything. Everybody does it differently. But in this situation, I want to know more about, like, okay, so he got this place. And you guys have always been splitting it since day one? Because I would have, I don't, maybe I'm looking too far into it, y'all. But am I making sense? Like, weird. And I feel like after Bambi opens up to Erica and Rashida, Kirk kind of gave a little bit of his 2 cents, and that kind of again solidified what I said earlier, that he may be at the place of, okay, I did my BS, but I learned the lessons, and that's probably why they're still together and still work. I'm assuming, whatever, because that's what he was saying wasn't wrong, but it was just like, wait, but you did, okay. I guess you changed too, whatever. So next we see that it's moving day, unfortunately, and Bambi and Scrappy are in the house, not really speaking, except for some awkward, very cringy small talk, until she's just like, screw it. What's up? And he's basically goes into counter blaming her, saying that after one little thing, she's ready to go. And I'm just like, are you serious? Like, as soon as he said that, I probably would have walked away, because that shows me that he lacks accountability. He lacks awareness. I would have actually been like, okay, should we go to the hospital and get you checked out right now? Because what you're saying, like, you can't possibly be serious right now. You can't possibly be saying that you think that you didn't play a part in this. Oh, and ranting, do you like my shirt? I know you like brands. But anyway, I was like, are you he sounds very, very delusional, because we've all seen things play out over the years, and it's been, again, this is not me trying to make one person a victim and one person the bad guy or anything like that, but everything that we've seen was pretty much substantiated in this first episode. And I'm also looking at Diamond a little weird too, because it's like, why are you spinning the block? And he's basically at the same exact place that you left him all the years. He hasn't made too much progress in life at this point, if you ask me. And I say this again, not from a place of saying I don't like him. I don't even know that man. I don't know that man. He's still got his looks, but who cares about that? She saw the text messages about them trying to link up, them being him and Diamond, and that didn't sit well with her. Like, it wouldn't sit well with pretty much anybody, any other spouse or person, relationship or whatever. Like, absolutely not. And I feel like, though, at the same time, had this not happened, and this meaning the whole Diamond thing, do I feel as though Bambi would have prolonged her exit or her filing? I have to say, to a degree, I do feel as though she possibly would not have expedited that exit. I think she may have stayed around for a little bit more, because, like I said, I feel like she thought after Vegas that he probably was going to change, maybe, because he gave that very emotional monologue and everything. But I think that was just what it was in that moment, because I don't seem like nothing changed after that. Joseph says Kirk has probably reached his settling stage with himself, because he realized that he's too old to be running around in these streets like a city boy. Yes, and he probably also realized too that in their own way, they're better off together. He's better with Rashida than without. He's better with the family. He's better being at home. He's better in the businesses. He's better in the this. He's better in the that with Rashida. I think he finally realized that, as well as what you're saying here, that like, yes, this is what's gonna be like, because what ain't Kirk like in his 50s? He's definitely in his 50s, right? Yeah, because I know that there's always been some weirdness around their age gap and stuff like that, but I'm going off of how old his oldest kids are. He's in his 50s. Exactly. I thought Diamond was still with Pimpin from them Franchise Boys. No, but because I do watch growing up hip hop when it comes on sometimes. I don't review it. I don't really plan on reviewing it because it just don't interest me that much. But when there's nothing else on, you got those shows, when nothing else is on, you watch it. That's what that is for me. And I want to say Pimpin was with somebody else on that show one season. No, it was somebody else. It's gonna bother me too. Anyway, whatever, irrelevant. But I guess not. Harold. I guess she was spinning the box, sneaking. I mean, I don't think she was sneaking, but I guess obviously Scrappy was sneaking. But he makes her life harder, I feel like. And honestly, I used to think that it was the other way around. I'm not even gonna lie. I used to think it was low-key kind of the other way around, where I would just see Bambi and all I saw was doom and gloom. All I saw was like, okay. But I genuinely now look back on it and I'm like, you brought every situation you brought to her was just draining. It was day one, always something with you and your mom or your mom. It was big mom, exes out the wazoo. It was just always something. And again, now I feel almost a little bad for looking at her like rap, music career and her, I feel almost bad looking at her in that type of light for all this time, knowing that the truth is that he was just putting on appearances. And we know, I feel like as far as Imani's concerned and that whatever, like Erica obviously is gonna make sure she's straight. And I do feel like, tell the truth, Kirk is at the age where his don't work, and sometimes he might have. Bro, I'm done. You're done for today. You're done. Oh my goodness. I thought she was still with Pimpin' as well. I'm telling y'all, I am 99% sure that now I'm gonna like put it on a community tab or something later because I gotta see. But no, she was available and single enough to, I guess, rekindle things with Scrappy. Or maybe at the same time, I'm looking at her sideways, but at the same time, she might be one of those people that just know the person and they accept the person for who they are. And that doesn't mean that they're a bad person. And they just are, they just have soul ties to one another or something like that. I can see some stupid spiel like that, describing their connection or why she sees it for him again or something like that. I'm not trying to put words in the girl's mouth because I don't know her from a can of paint either. But you can look at Scrappy and tell he's unfulfilled romantically. He keeps going from woman to woman because he's not with the one he wants. Yo, I definitely agree. He's definitely unfulfilled But at the same time, though, Harold, I feel like it might even be like he's unfulfilled with himself. I don't think he knows, honestly, what fulfillment looks like for him in his life. I think he just does. I think he just does things like, yeah, when a show pops up or whatever, he goes and does that. Like, I think he just does things that fall into his lap at that exact time and place, if that makes sense. Like, I think he waits for life to kind of happen or whatever. I think only thing he actively will pursue, obviously, in this situation is other women, is romantic relationships. That's the only thing he seems like he has direction, that he has the ability to navigate through in life, I feel like. And don't know this guy other than what we see on TV. But it's giving that he's just unfulfilled in every capacity there is, because he doesn't know what fulfillment looked like if it came and punched him in the face. Yeah, that's just how I feel. Dude, because he definitely brings it out. That's what I mean. Like, he just be like, what have you been doing all these years? Like, I don't know. Like, I just can only pray that they get it together, that things end amicably enough to where they're able to co-parent effectively. He gets direction in life enough to know how to be the best father he could be. And really, that's all we can wish for at this point, because he's just not looking too great right now. It's not looking too great for him right now. The track record is very dismal, if you ask me right now. But honestly, actually, that was a little bit quicker than I thought. Honestly, that was really it for this episode. This season looks like it's gonna be pretty good. Yeah, we'll see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't really think so, y'all. I don't really think so. The two main things I'm excited to see in this season are, and I don't want to say excited like I'm truly excited, like, because I don't want to see anybody's marriages fail or anything bad happen, of course. However, I am looking forward to, and because we know it's real, I should say, if that makes sense. We know that this situation between them is real. This is really going on in their lives and their marriage or whatever. That's the only reason why I'm kind of clued in, is that we'll actually get what seems to be like some legit answers, you know? As far as everything else, though, I was also here for, well, I'm anticipating seeing Spice and Erica. I seen some things a couple weeks ago. I'm sure maybe you guys saw as well. Some things going on and Spice going off on Erica on IG. And I don't know where that's stemming from. I guess we're going to have to keep seeing, or keep tuning in, so that we can see what all occurs with that. So what is this? Sorry, you guys. My husband. I'm looking forward to, I'm interested in seeing those two situations. Let me stop saying the word excited. But if y'all are interested, I am going to continue to be back with these reviews. Please, you guys, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share, turn on your notifications. Who knows? You might see me one more time. You might see me one more time today. Who knows? We never know over here, okay? But I hope you guys enjoyed looking at my face while I was, doing my small steam treatment or whatever. That's why I look like this. One more time, don't come for me. But shout outs to the replay gang. We appreciate you, and I appreciate you guys all for tuning in to this review. And I will be back. I have some other things cooking up as well, so definitely stay tuned for that. Tomorrow's Friday. I'm going to really try to do my review for Bell Collective tomorrow. Like as soon as the episode drops, I'm really going to try to do that. If not, then it'll be up on Saturday. Trying to be super punctual with that. You know, Cali Critiques, we'll be doing our Real Housewives of Atlanta review on Tuesday. Got that. Bring back World of Freeds. There's a lot of good stuff. So please stay tuned. Check out our interview with Kiki of Love and Marriage Huntsville. It was a great interview. She divulged a lot, so definitely check that out. It is on the channel. And if you're not following my second channel, if you enjoy fashion, beauty, lifestyle, travel, all that type of thing, please go follow my second channel, Barb Meets FBLE, which is in the description box as well. Oh, yes. We'll be back for next episode, as Harold said. And with that being said, I will see you guys later. Bye.